Here's a quick note for our community before we get started. This video is designed to be calm and comfortable for everyone. No flashing lights, no sudden loud sounds, no rapid cuts. You're safe here. Welcome, friends. Today we have a collection of some of your favorite Disney trivia moments all in one place. From Marvel to Toy Story and everything Disney in between. We won't waste any more time. Good luck and have fun. First category of our trivia is Frozen Moment. I'm going to show you a Frozen moment from a Disney film and you name the film. If you guessed Up, you're absolutely right. In fact, Up was only the second animated film in history to ever be nominated for the Best Picture Academy Award. It's from Tangled, 2010. Wreck-It Ralph from 2012. Frozen from 2013. Big Hero 6 from 2014. Zootopia from 2016. Moana from 2016. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs from 1937, the full-length feature film that started it all for Disney. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh from 1977. Beauty and the Beast from 1991. The Lion King from 1994. Mulan from 1998. Tarzan from 1999. Tangled from 2010. Sleeping Beauty from 1959. WALL-E from 2008. Have you ever wondered how Pixar made a metal robot feel so incredibly human? The legendary sound designer for WALL-E didn't use computer-generated sounds. Instead, he went out and recorded real-world mechanical devices, vintage cameras, servos, and boat motors. He then layered those raw mechanical noises with a real human vocal inflections. The result was a machine that sounded completely authentic but carried deep, genuine emotion. It's a beautiful reminder that no matter how rigid or mechanical our daily routines might feel, if we pour our real emotions into them, we can connect with anyone. Next up, we have the quote keeper section. For this section, I will read you part of a quote from a film, and you finish it, tell me the character and film. And remember, if you need more time, pause. I won't tell. To infinity and beyond, said by Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story. When life gets you down, do you want to know what you got to do? Just keep swimming, said by Dory in Finding Nemo. I never look back, darling. It distracts from the now, said by the unforgettable Edna Mode in The Incredibles. Adventure is out. There, said by Ellie and Charles Muntz in Up. Not everyone can be a great artist, but a great artist can come from Anywhere, said by Anton Ego in Ratatouille. Our fate lives within us. You only have to be brave enough to see it, said by Merida in Brave. My name is Doug, and I have just met you, and I love you, said by Doug in Up. I'm your wife. I'm the greatest good you are ever gonna get, said by Helen Parr slash Elastigirl in The Incredibles. Fish are friends, not food, said by Bruce in Finding Nemo. I don't want to survive. I want to live, said by Captain B. McRae in Wally. The only thing predictable about life is its unpredictability, said by Remy in Ratatouille. You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell, said by Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story. I'm surrounded by idiots, said by Scar in The Lion King. You are more than what you have become. You must take your place in the circle of life, said by Mufasa in The Lion King. Honey, where is my super suit? Said by Frozone in The Incredibles. I'm a big tough girl. I tie my own sandals and everything, said by Meg in Hercules. Did you know Rapunzel's hair in Tangled was considered a technological nightmare? She has 70 feet of hair, and animating that fluidly without crashing the computer seemed impossible. The animation team had to invent a proprietary hair simulation system that they affectionately nicknamed Taz. It treated her hair as 100,000 individual strands that could be coiled, rigged, and simulated to move beautifully with her every step. It's a wonderful lesson that even our biggest most overwhelming challenges can be managed if we just take them one strand at a time. All right, now we're on to the last category, Vanishing Act, where I'm going to show you a scene from a movie. You're going to tell me the movie and the character that's been removed. The movie is The Incredibles, and the character removed is Dash. The movie is Cinderella, and the character removed, Cinderella herself. The movie is Aladdin, and the character removed was the genie. The movie is Fantasia, and the character removed is Mickey Mouse himself. The movie is The Emperor's New Groove, and the character removed is Cusco. The movie is Toy Story 3, and the character removed is Buzz Lightyear. The movie is Atlantis: The Lost Empire, and the character removed is Milo Thatch. The movie is Mulan, and the character removed is Mushu. The movie is Tangled, and the character removed is Maximus. The movie is Lady and the Tramp, and the character removed is Tramp. In round one, I'll give you a simple clue about the story. Your town, name the Pixar movie. Each question will have a gentle countdown bar. Take your time, but no peeking ahead. Once upon a time, in a colorful bedroom, a cowboy's lively playtime is interrupted when a flashy new space ranger arrives and threatens his spot as the favorite toy. Which Pixar movie begins this way? Toy Story, the one that started it all. This story begins when a little clownfish dad crosses the ocean to find his missing son. Which Pixar movie is this? Finding Nemo. This movie starts when a lonely robot keeps cleaning up Earth and finds a tiny green plant in a shoe. Which Pixar movie is this? It's Wally. A young girl moves to a new city, and inside her mind, emotions are trying to help her adapt. Which Pixar movie is this? Inside Out. This story starts when an inventive little ant who accidentally ruins a food offering, forcing him to leave his colony to find tough warrior bugs to save his home. Can you name this film? A Bug's Life. In a city powered entirely by screams, a top scarer and his one-eyed assistant clock in for a normal night shift, only to have a tiny human child sneak into their world. Which movie is this? Monsters Inc. After superheroism is banned, a super strong dad finds himself stuck in a boring desk job, secretly longing to return to his glory days of saving the world. Which Pixar movie starts here? The Incredibles. A hotshot rookie race car is on his way to massive championship race when he accidentally gets lost and stranded in the forgotten dusty town of Radiator Springs. Can you name this film? Cars. Gifted with an extraordinary sense of taste and smell, a little rat dreams of becoming a gourmet chef in Paris. Despite his family's fear of humans, which amazing story is this? Ratatouille. This touching story begins with a beautiful montage of a young couple bonding over their love of adventure, eventually leaving the husband alone in his house as the city grows around him. Which film starts this way? Up. A fierce Scottish princess resists her royal duties and an arranged marriage, clashing with her mother until a glowing will-o'-wisp leads her toward a fateful magical choice. Can you name this story? Brave. A young boy secretly loves music in a family that banned it long ago. On Dia de los Muertos, he borrows a famous musician's guitar and accidentally crosses into the stunning land of the dead. Which film is this? Coco. In a modern fantasy world, two teenage elf brothers receive a magic staff and a spell from their late father. But when the spell goes wrong, they must embark on a quest to finish the magic. Can you name this Pixar movie? Onward. A middle school band teacher finally lands his ultimate dream gig, playing jazz, but a sudden accident sends his soul floating away to a whimsical place called the Great Before. Which story is this? Soul. A confident 13-year-old girl tries to juggle school, her friends, and her family's expectations until a sudden burst of strong emotion transforms her into a giant red panda. What is the name of this movie? Turning Red. Wally's opening is so quiet that some studios were nervous people might lose interest, but Pixar trusted the story. For a long stretch, we just watch one little robot exploring a lonely Earth. And somehow, in that silence, we feel more than some movies do with constant noise. Round two is all about the heart of these stories, the characters and their friendships. In Toy Story, what is the name of the dinosaur who is nervous and green? Rex. In Ratatouille, what is the name of the human chef that Remy helps in the kitchen? Alfredo Linguini. In The Incredibles, what is the name of the superhero fashion designer who creates their costumes? Edna Mode. These two iconic toys started as bitter rivals competing for their kids' affection, but became best friends after a daring escape from the neighbor's terrifying bedroom. Who are this famous duo? Woody and Buzz Lightyear. Before they were the top scare team on the life floor, this furry giant and his one-eyed buddy started their friendship as a mismatched college roommates. Can you name them? Mike Wazowski and James P. Sullivan, or Sully. An anxious father overcomes his fear of the massive open ocean, all thanks to an unwavering, if slightly forgetful, support from this blue tang fish. Who is this unlikely best friend? Dory. This duo formed the most unusual cooking partnership in Paris, with one friend hiding under a chef's hat and controlling the other by pulling his hair. Who are they? Remy and Alfredo Linguini. A hotshot, arrogant race car finally learns to slow down and value loyalty thanks to his new best friend, a rusty, lovable tow truck from Radiator Springs. Can you name this truck? Mater. What started as an annoyance for a grumpy widower turned into a beautiful grandfather like bond with a determined wilderness explorer on a journey to Paradise Falls. Who are these two characters? Carl Fredrickson and Russell. Whenever he needs to sneak out for some secret hero work, Bob Farr relies on his incredibly cool best friend, who can freeze moisture in the air. What is his superhero name? Frozone. After a magical cake causes a massive, hairy transformation, this fierce princess must repair her strained relationship with her mother to break the spell. Who is the princess and her mother? Merida and Queen Eleanor. These two core emotions realize they have to work together, discovering that the most beautiful memories often contain both happiness and a little bit of sorrow. Who are they? Joy and sadness. What begins as a simple deal to cross the land of the dead becomes a deep emotional bond when a young boy realizes his skeleton guide is actually his great great grandfather, who is the boy, and his ancestor. Miguel and Hector. On a magical quest to see their late father, a timid teenager realizes that his chaotic, history-obsessed older brother has actually been the father figure he needed all along. Can you name these elf brothers? Ian and Barley Lightfoot. A jazz musician desperate to return to Earth helps a stubborn, cynical soul finally find her spark, while she helps him appreciate the beautiful little moments of everyday living. Who are these two? Joe Gardner and 22. These two sea monster boys share an unforgettable Italian summer, overcoming their own jealousies to help each other achieve their dreams of buying a Vespa and going to school. Who are they? Luca and Alberto. If you're enjoying this video, please like it, hype it, and subscribe so you never miss a video. And now on to round 3, the vanishing act. I'm going to show you a frozen moment from a film. You're going to tell me who exactly is vanished and what movie it belongs to. Missing character, Eve. The movie, Wally. Missing character, Finn McMissile. And the movie, Cars 2. Missing character, Woody. The movie, Toy Story 2. Missing character, Mr. Incredible. The movie, The Incredibles. The missing character, Alberto. The movie, Luca. The missing character, Embarrassment. The movie, Inside Out 2. The missing character, Doug. The movie, Up. The missing character, Roz. The movie, Monsters, Inc. The missing character, Squirt. The movie, Finding Nemo. The missing character, Colette. The movie, Ratatouille. In Coco, the land of the dead is built on thousands of glowing houses stacked high into the sky. The team hid tiny family details in the decorations, photos, and altars inspired by their own loved ones. It's not just a fantasy city, it's a giant thank you letter to real families and real memories. For our final chapter, we're playing Quote Keeper. I'll read a Pixar quote. Your mission, fill in the blank, name the character, and the movie. Up to 3 points per question. You are a blank. You don't know what it is like out there. The missing word, toy. The character saying it, Woody. And the movie, Toy Story. Just keep blank. Just keep blank. The missing words, swimming and swimming. The character sang it, Dory, and the movie, Finding Nemo. Our fate lives within us. You only have to be blank enough to see it. The missing word, brave. The character, Merida, and the movie, Brave. Because when you're curious, you find lots of interesting blank to do. The missing word, things. The character, Carl Fredricksen, and the movie, Up. Thanks for the adventure. Now go have a new blank. The missing word, one. The character, Ellie, specifically in a note she wrote to Carl, and the movie, Up. This isn't flying. This is falling with blank. Style. The character that said it, Buzz, and the movie, Toy Story. South America. It's like America, but South. Blank is out there. Missing word, adventure. The character that said it, Ellie, and the movie, Up. I am not a toy. I was made for soup, salad, maybe chili, and then the blank. The missing word, trash. The character that said it, Forky, and the movie that it's from, Toy Story 4. Sometimes you gotta go through your fears to see the blank on the other side. The missing word, beauty. The character that said it, Papa. The movie, The Good Dinosaur. You and I are a team. There is nothing more important than our blank. Missing word, friendship. Character that said it, Mike Wazowski, and the movie, Monsters Incorporated. Float like a Cadillac, sting like a blank. Missing word, beamer. Character that said it, Lightning McQueen, and the movie, Cars. You can't focus on what's going wrong. There's always a way to turn things blank. The missing word, around. The character that said it, Joy, and the movie, Inside Out. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your blank? Missing word, pain. Character that said it, Baymax, and the movie, Big Hero 6. Okay, round 1. Once Upon a Melody. Classic songs every Disney fan should know. This song opens with the words, I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted. Name the movie and the two characters singing it. I See the Light from Tangled, sung by Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. Which princess sings this and in what movie? A dream is a wish your heart makes is sung by Cinderella in Cinderella. Which movie features the song Circle of Life as its very first scene? The Lion King from 1994. Be our guests, be our guests. Put our service to the test. Who is singing this song and who are they singing it to? Be Our Guest is sung by Lumiere, and he's singing it to Belle in Beauty and the Beast. This song asks, what would I give if I could live out of these waters? Name the song and the character. The song is Part of Your World, sung by Ariel in The Little Mermaid. You've got a friend in me, you've got a friend in me. Which movie introduced this iconic song, and who performs it? You've Got a Friend in Me was first introduced to us in Toy Story and is performed by Randy Newman, who also wrote it. Which song from Aladdin became the movie's signature love duet, and what are the names of the two characters that are singing it? A Whole New World, sung by Aladdin and Jasmine. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. What does Hakuna Matata mean, and which two characters teach it to Simba? It means no worries, and Timon and Pumbaa are teaching it to Simba in The Lion King.
After me. Hakuna Matata.
What?
Hakuna Matata. It means no worries.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase.
Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze.
This song from The Little Mermaid was performed entirely underwater by Sebastian the Crab. Name it. Under the Sea. Let it go, can't hold it back anymore. Which character sings this anthem, and what movie is it from? Elsa performed in Frozen. This is often called the very first Disney song ever to win an Academy Award. It plays at the end of Pinocchio and has been the official theme of Walt Disney Pictures ever since. Name it. When You Wish Upon a Star. Colors of the Wind. What lessons does Pocahontas teach John Smith through this song? She teaches him to respect nature, all living things, and the land, and that the earth is alive and connected. Which song from Beauty and the Beast is named after the movie itself, and which two characters share the famous ballroom dance during it? Beauty and the Beast is the song, clearly, and Belle and the Beast, Prince Adam, share the dance. How far I'll go the distance. Wait, two different Disney movies use the words distance in a famous song title. Name both movies. Moana with How Far I'll Go, and Hercules with Go the Distance. This song from Sleeping Beauty was adapted from a famous classical piece by composer Pyotr Tchaikovsky, sorry if I mispronounced. Aurora sings it while alone in the forest. Name the song. Once Upon a Dream, based on Pyotr Tchaikovsky's Sleeping Beauty ballet. Did you know When You Wish Upon a Star was the very first Disney song to win an Academy Award back in 1940?
Anything your heart desires will come to you.
Over 80 years later, and still the sound that opens every Disney movie. Some songs aren't just songs, they're promises. Okay, now on to round two. Princess Power. Can you match the melody to the magic? Mulan stares into her reflection and wishes the world could see who she truly is. What is the name of the song she sings, and what does she desperately wish her reflection would show her? The song is Reflection, and she wishes it would show her her true self, not the daughter or bride society expects her to be. Snow White sings this gentle waltz while dreaming of her true love someday, finding her. Name the song. Someday My Prince Will Come, from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Entangled, Rapunzel lists everything she does to fill her days in When Will My Life Begin? Can you name three activities she mentions in the song? Reading, writing, painting, cooking, doing puzzles, ballet, chess, pottery, candle making, ventriloquy, paper mache, and much more. Did you name three of them? Tiana has one big dream in Princess and the Frog. In her song, Almost There, what is she working so hard to build? her own restaurant, Tiana's Place. In Frozen, Anna and Elsa share the duet for the first time in forever. What exciting event is Anna looking forward to, and why is she so thrilled about it? The coronation and the opening of the palace gates. Anna is overjoyed at finally meeting people and secretly hoping to find her true love. This is a tricky one. Every official Disney princess sings at least one song in her original animated film, except one. Which Disney princess has no solo song in her original movie? Jasmine. In the original Aladdin from 1992, she joins Aladdin in A Whole New World as a duet, but she has no solo song of her own. Do You Want to Build a Snowman follows Anna growing up alone as Elsa stays behind closed doors. How many times does Anna knock on Elsa's door throughout the entire song? 3 times, as a young child, as a teenager, and as a young adult. In Frozen 2, Elsa keeps hearing a mysterious voice that won't let her rest. What is the name of the song where she finally decides she must follow it no matter where it leads? Into the Unknown. In The Princess and the Frog, a tiny firefly named Ray sings Ma Belle Evangeline, a gorgeous love song to the one he adores. But here's the twist. Who or what is Evangeline? A star in the night sky. Ray believes Evangeline is a firefly shining above him, but she's actually the evening star. He loves her from afar and eventually joins her in the sky at the end of the film. Final challenge, a connection question. Reflection, Almost There, and Waiting on a Miracle are all sung by Disney princesses at Crossroads. What do all 3 songs have in common? They're all about a princess who feels she doesn't fit in with the world around her and is quietly dreaming of becoming who she's truly meant to be. Each one of these songs is of longing, not despair. Here's an amazing story Be Our Guest was originally written for the Beast to sing, not Lumiere. The directors changed it at the last minute because they felt it was too soon for Belle to see his gentle side. Lumiere stepped in, and the rest is magic. Now on to round 3, Villain Anthems. This round is all about songs of villains, and if you're a fan of villains, check out our bracket series we have going on Heroes vs. Villains. Which sea witch sings Poor Unfortunate Souls to trick Ariel into giving up her voice? Ursula from The Little Mermaid in 1989. Ursula was originally inspired by drag queen Divine, giving her a theatrical, larger-than-life presence unlike any Disney villain before. Pat Carroll, her voice actress, was 61 years old when she recorded the role and called Ursula a female impersonator in the best possible way. In The Lion King, which villain rallies his hyena army with the chilling song Be Prepared? Scar. And did you know Jeremy Irons damaged his voice mid-recording and couldn't hit the final high note, so a second singer secretly completed it? Listen closely, it's not all Scar. The villagers sing Gaston, celebrating which villain's massive ego in Beauty and the Beast? Gaston. Gaston was intentionally designed to look like a hero. Broad shoulders, square jaw, classically handsome. Disney did this on purpose to remind us appearances can be very deceiving. Which Shadow Man villain sings Friends on the Other Side in The Princess and the Frog? Dr. Facilier. In Tangled, Mother Gothel sings Mother Knows Best. But what dark secret is she hiding from Rapunzel? Rapunzel is a lost princess, and her magical golden hair has healing powers that Gothel has been exploiting for centuries to stay young. Mother Gothel never once says she loves Rapunzel. She only ever says she loves Rapunzel's hair. That one detail quietly tells the whole story of their relationship. Minister Frollo sings a haunting, dark ballad in The Hunchback of Notre Dame about his obsession and guilt. What is the song called? Hellfire. Hellfire nearly didn't make it into the film. Executives thought it was too dark for Disney. Director Kirk Wise fought to keep it, arguing that Frollo's corrupted soul needed to be seen, making it one of the most psychologically complex villain moments in Disney history. Which glittery narcissistic sea monster sang Shiny while trying to trap Maui in Moana? Tamato. Sorry if I mispronounced. Tamato was voiced by Jermaine Clement, who modeled the character's energy directly after David Bowie, explaining the glam rock, mirror disco feel of the whole song. Bowie would have approved. Governor Radcliffe sings Mine, Mine, Mine in Pocahontas. What is he desperately searching for? Gold. In A Nightmare Before Christmas, which villain sings Oogie Boogie's song while taunting Santa Claus and Sally? Oogie Boogie. Oogie Boogie's musical number was a love letter to 1940s jazz villain archetypes. The smooth, gambling baddie, voice actor Ken Page largely improvised his delivery during the recording, giving Oogie Boogie that electric, unpredictable energy. The Sneaky Snake's Ka uses a hypnotic melody to try to capture Mowgli in the Jungle Book. What is the song called? Trust in Me. Trust in Me was originally written for Mary Poppins under the title The Land of Sand, but was cut and then repurposed for The Jungle Book. One song, two very different movies. Disney never wastes a good melody. Which villain from The Great Mouse Detective sings The World's Greatest Criminal Mind and was voiced by a legendary horror film icon? Professor Ratigan, voiced by Vincent Price. Vincent Price loved the role so much, and the animators loved him so much, that they added extra scenes just to feature more of his performance. Price later called Ratigan one of his all-time favorite roles, out of a career spanning over 100 films. In Jafar's chilling reprise of Prince Ali in Aladdin, what three things does Jafar do to Aladdin during the song? 1. Exposes Aladdin as a street rat, not a real prince. 2. Banishes Aladdin to the ends of the earth. And 3. Takes control of the genie's lamp in front of the Sultan. Be Prepared from The Lion King was directly inspired by a famous song from a classic Broadway musical associated with the rise of fascism. Name the song and the musical. Tomorrow Belongs to Me from Cabaret. This was a deliberate creative choice, Scar rallying the hyenas mirroring the chilling political imagery of the era. The Scar sequence even echoes specific visual framing from Triumph of the Will. Disney animators were making a point. Charismatic villains are the most dangerous kind. Trust in Me from The Jungle Book was repurposed from a cut Mary Poppins song. But here's the expert challenge. What was the original title of the cut song? The Land of Sand. Were you paying attention earlier? The Sherman Brothers wrote Land of Sand for a scene that was eventually cut from Mary Poppins. When Walt Disney heard the melody again during the Jungle Book production, he felt it was perfect for Ka and turned a shelf tune into one of the most iconic hypnosis sequences in Disney history. Fill in the blank from Hellfire in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It is the blank girl, the witch who sent this flame. What one word fills the blank? Gypsy. It is the gypsy girl, the witch, who sent this flame. Hellfire was composed by Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz. Schwartz himself initially thought the song was too dark for a Disney film, but looking back, he calls it one of the most important songs he ever wrote. Sometimes the scariest stories teach the biggest lessons. Starting things off with round one, story starters, opening crawls, and first line quotes. Every Star Wars story begins the same way, a galaxy far, far away, and a promise that something extraordinary is about to happen. But how well do you know those very first words? Complete the opening. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. What are the very first words spoken out loud in the original 1977 Star Wars? Did you hear that? Said by C-3PO to R2-D2. Finish the opening crawl line. It is a dark time for the blank. Rebellion in Empire Strikes Back. Return of the Jedi's crawl opens with Luke Skywalker has returned to his home planet of blank. Tatooine. Sorry if I mispronounced. The opening crawl of The Phantom of the Menace is about the taxation of what? Trade routes. Revenge of the Sith's opening crawl begins with just one dramatic word. What is it? War. The Force Awakens crawl opens with Luke Skywalker has blank. Vanished. In The Rise of Skywalker, the opening crawl begins with The Dead Speak, whose voice is heard in the mysterious broadcast. Emperor Palpatine. Which Star Wars film's crawl includes the phrase, "The First Order reigns"? The Last Jedi. In A New Hope, what is the very first ship we see flying across the screen? And what is it being chased by? A rebel blockade runner and is chased by an Imperial Star Destroyer. Two Star Wars theatrical films broke tradition by not having a traditional scrolling opening crawl. Name either one. Rogue One and Solo, A Star Wars Story. Either one gets you a point. Princess Leia's holographic message ends with a famous plea. What is the very last word she speaks? And what is the subtitle of the same film? Hope. You're my only hope. And the film is subtitled A New Hope. Now round 2, characters and friendships. The heart of Star Wars isn't the lightsabers or the starships, it's the friendships, the ones that cross the galaxies, generations, and sometimes circuits. What does C-3PO claim to be fluent in? Over 6 million forms of communication. BB-8 belongs to which resistant pilot in The Force Awakens? Poe Dameron. Before meeting the Resistance, what is Rey's job on the planet Jakku? She is a scavenger. What animated series first introduced us to Ahsoka Tano? Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Han Solo famously made the Kessel Run in less than how many parsecs? 12 parsecs.
You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon?
Should I have?
It's a ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
In what card game did Han Solo originally win the Millennium Falcon from Lando Calrissian? Sabacc. What is the real name of the character known as the Mandalorian? Din Djarin. What is the real name of Baby Yoda revealed in Season 2 of The Mandalorian? Grogu. In Rogue One, what was K2SO's original programming before Cassian Andor reprogrammed him? He was an Imperial security droid built to serve the Empire. Admiral Akbar is famous for one iconic line. What is it and in which film? It's a trap, from Return of the Jedi. In Star Wars Rebels, who is the young Force-sensitive boy who becomes Kanan Jarrus's Padawans? Ezra Bridger. Chewbacca is a Wookiee, but from which specific planet? Kashyyyk. The very first recorded use of May the 4th be with you wasn't about Star Wars at all. On May 3rd, 1979, the day Margaret Thatcher was elected Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, her Conservative Party placed an ad in the London Evening News that read, "Dear Margaret, may the 4th be with you." A political pun that became a global celebration. Sometimes the best things in life start by accident. Okay, now on to round 3, the quote keeper, where you fill in the blank. Some lines aren't just movie quotes, they're part of how we speak to each other. Let's see how deep these words have traveled. Do or do not. There is no blank. Try, said by Yoda in Empire Strikes Back. I am your blank. Father, said by Darth Vader in Empire Strikes Back. May the blank be with you. Force, said by many characters over all of the films. It's a blank.
It's a trap!
Trap. It's a trap, said by Admiral Akbar in Return of the Jedi. Never tell me the blank. Odds, said by Han Solo in Empire Strikes Back. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only blank. Hope, you're my only hope, said by Princess Leia's hologram in A New Hope. The Force will be with you, blank. Always, said by Obi-Wan Kenobi in A New Hope. These aren't the blank you're looking for.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Droids, said by Obi-Wan Kenobi in A New Hope. I find your lack of faith, blank. Disturbing, said by Darth Vader in A New Hope. You were the blank one. Chosen, you were the chosen one, said by Obi-Wan Kenobi in Revenge of the Sith.
You were the chosen one!
Why, you stuck up there, half-witted, scruffy-looking blank. Nerf herder, said by Princess Leia in Empire Strikes Back. Alright, now on to round 4, Galaxy's Edge Park Trivia. Some places aren't just theme park lands, they're whole other worlds, and Batuu just got a whole lot bigger. As of April 29th, which is 4 days before this video dropped, Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge expanded its timeline to include the original trilogy era. That means Darth Vader's walking the streets of Black Sphere's outpost, Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia, Han Solo, all of them, on Batuu, right now. And John Williams' classic scores, the ones you've known your whole life, are playing throughout the land. What is the name of the planet where Galaxy's Edge is set? Batuu. What is the name of the village guests explore inside Galaxy's Edge? Black Spear Outpost. What is the name of the cantina guests can visit at Galaxy's Edge? Oga's Cantina. Name both rides available at Galaxy's Edge. Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, and Rise of the Resistance. What is the name of the workshop where guests can build their own lightsaber? Savi's Workshop. What is the name of the workshop where guests can build their own droid? Droid Depot. At Savi's Workshop, guests choose one of 4 lightsaber paths or themes. Name any one of the 4. Peace and Justice, Power and Control, Elemental Nature, and Protection and Defense. What 2 types of milks can guests drink at Galaxy's Edge, and which films introduced each? Blue milk, which was introduced in A New Hope, and green milk, which was introduced in The Last Jedi. Galaxy's Edge is the largest single-theme land in Disney Parks history. How many acres does it cover? 14 acres. When guests board Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, what are the 3 crew roles they can be assigned? Pilot, gunner, or engineer. In Rise of the Resistance, which villain personally interrogates guests after they are captured? Kylo Ren. A DJ inside Oga's Cantina is a droid named R3X. What is his job before the cantina, and at which other Disney attraction? He was the Star Speeder's 3000 pilot at Star Tours. In The Empire Strikes Back, the confrontation between Luke and Darth Vader was originally scored with music. John Williams composed a full orchestral piece for it, but filmmakers made the bold decision to strip the music entirely, leaving only the sound of clashing lightsabers and the hum of the Force. Sometimes silence is the most powerful score of all. And lastly, on to round 5, Vanishing Act, where we remove iconic characters from the movie stills. You know these scenes, you've seen them hundreds of times, but what happens when someone goes missing? Can you tell who belongs in that empty space? Yoda. Darth Vader. Chewbacca. BB-8. C-3PO. Jabba the Hutt. Lando Calrissian. Anakin Skywalker. Princess Leia. Darth Vader. Round 1, starting things off with the classics. These are the songs that started it all, the ones that played in theaters before we had phones to look up the lyrics. Let's see how well you remember them. When You Wish Upon a Star. Makes no difference who you are. This is often called the very first Disney song to ever win an Academy Award, and that's true. It plays at the end of Pinocchio and has been the official theme of Walt Disney Pictures ever since. A dream is a wish your heart makes. When You're Fast Asleep. Cinderella, 1950. This song plays while Cinderella wakes up and starts her day. It reminds us that even in the hardest moments, hope is never far away. Someday, my prince will come. Someday, we'll meet again. Snow White, 1937. The very first Disney princess song ever recorded, and it still holds up. Hi ho, hi ho. It's home from work we go. Or, it's off to work we go. Both versions exist in different parts of the film. Snow White, 1937. One of the most recognizable melodies in movie history, and not a single word of dialogue in the entire sequence. Whistle while you work. Put on that grin and start right in to whistle hard and long. Snow White, 1937. Snow White turns cleaning into a celebration, the original queen of making the best of things. Salagoo Mickalaboo. Bibbidi Boppity Boo. Cinderella, 1950. The fairy godmother's spell, and yes, it is really spelled exactly like that in the official lyrics. Look for the bare necessities. The simple bare necessities. The Jungle Book, 1967. Baloo's philosophy of life in one song. Phil Harris improvised much of his performance that the animators had to adjust the character to match his delivery. I want to be like you. I want to walk like you, talk like you too. The Jungle Book, 1967. King Louie's jazzy number. Louis Prima recorded this with so much energy that the animators timed the animation to his performance instead of the other way around. If She Doesn't Scare You. No evil thing will. 101 Dalmatians, 1961, Cruella de Vil's theme. The song was written by Mel Levin and performed by Bill Lee, and it's one of the only Disney villain songs that's sung about the villain, but not by the villain. I know you, I walked with you once upon a dream. I know you, that look in your eyes is so familiar a gleam. Sleeping Beauty, 1959. This melody was adapted by Tchaikovsky's ballet. Disney took a classical masterpiece and turned it into one of the most romantic songs in animation history. In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. Mary Poppins, 1964. A spoonful of sugar, and Julie Andrews made it look effortless. The story goes that Sherman Brothers were inspired by when one of them came home and his son told him he'd gotten a vaccine at school, and the nurse made it with a fun game. A spoonful of sugar indeed. Chim chimney, chim chimney. Chim cheree. Mary Poppins, 1964. This won an Academy Award for Best Original Song. The word chim cheree was originally a nonsense word that the Sherman Brothers made up, and now it's in dictionaries. Round 2, The Renaissance. From 1989 to 1999, Disney animation had a rebirth, and the music, unforgettable. These songs defined a generation. Let's see if they defined you, too. Under the Sea. Darling, it's better, down where it's wetter. Take it from me. The Little Mermaid, 1989. Sebastian tried to convince Ariel to stay, and honestly, he had a point. This won the Academy Award for Best Original Song. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? The Little Mermaid, 1989. Part of Your World, the song that was almost cut from the film. Jeffrey Katzenberg wanted it removed because he thought the movie was too long. Howard Ashman fought for it, and good thing he won. Be our guest, be our guest. Put our service to the test. Beauty and the Beast, Lumiere's show-stopping number, and the first animated film ever nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. It didn't win Best Picture, but it won Best Original Song and Best Original Score. Tao as old as time. True as it can be. Beauty and the Beast, 1991. The title track. Angela Lansbury recorded this in one take. One. She said she thought of what the song meant and let it flow. That's the kind of magic you can't plan. I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid. Aladdin, 1992. A Whole New World. The first Disney song to ever win the Grammy for Song of the Year. Not Best Song for a Motion Picture, Song of the Year. Against every other song in every genre. That's how powerful it is. You ain't never had a friend like me. No, no, no. You ain't never had a friend like me. Aladdin, 1992. Robin Williams improvised so much during recording that the studio had over 16 hours of material. They couldn't use it all, but what they did use changed animated comedy forever. Can You Feel the Love Tonight? You Needn't Look Too Far. The Lion King, 1994. Most people sing It's Where We Are, but that's the next line. The actual line after Can You Feel the Love Tonight is You Needn't Look Too Far. Elton John's version and the film version even switched the order, so don't feel bad if you got this one wrong. Or maybe give yourself half credit. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. The Lion King, 1994. Hakuna Matata means no worries in Swahili, and this song was originally written for Timon and Pumbaa as a much sillier, more comedic number. It evolved into something that carries real emotional weight, especially since it follows Mufasa's death. From the day we arrive on this planet, and blinking, stepping into the sun. The Lion King, 1994, Circle of Life. The opening, the Zulu chant at the beginning. It translates roughly to There Comes a Lion, oh yes, it's a lion. The animator studied real African landscapes and wildlife for months to get the opening sequence right. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. Pocahontas, 1995, Colors of the Wind. This won the Academy Award for Best Original Song and the Grammy. The lyric carries one of the most powerful messages in any Disney song, and is just as relevant today as it was in 1995. I Will Find My Way. I Can Go the Distance. Hercules, 1997, Go the Distance. Michael Bolton recorded the pop version, and Roger Bart sang it in the film. It's a song about purpose, about knowing you're meant for something bigger, even when you don't know what it is yet. Who is that girl I see? Staring straight back at me. Mulan, 1998, Reflection. A song about identity. Leah Salonga recorded this for the film, and Christina Aguilera recorded the pop version. That pop version was actually Christina's debut single. Disney launched one of the biggest voices in music with a song about finding yourself. Let's get down to business. To Defeat the Huns. Mulan, 1998. I'll Make a Man Out of You. And here's a fun fact. Donny Osmond recorded this while performing in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat on Broadway. He'd do his Broadway shows at night and record Disney songs during the day. That's range. Come stop your crying. It will be all right. Just take my hand. Hold it tight. Tarzan, 1999. You'll Be in My Heart. Phil Collins wrote this as a lullaby from a mother to a child. In the film, it's Kahlo singing it to baby Tarzan. It won an Academy Award for Best Original Song, and it's the kind of song that hits harder the older you get. Here's a little story behind the song that I just love. When Angela Lansbury was first asked to sing Tale as Old as Time as Mrs. Potts, she said no. She told the team that she didn't think her voice could do the song justice anymore, that it wasn't what it used to be. But Howard Ashman, who wrote the lyrics, believed in her voice more than she did. Howard sat with her, talked her through it, and told her why the song needed her. Not her perfect voice, her voice. She agreed to try. She recorded it in one take. 1. The emotion, the warmth, the gentle wisdom in every single word. That was Angela Lansbury giving the song exactly what it needed. And it's a beautiful reminder that sometimes the people who doubt themselves the most are the ones who give us the most magical moments. On to round 3, the princess songs. Every official Disney princess sings at least one song in her original animated film, except one. Which princess has no solo song in her original movie? You might remember that from one of our past trivia videos. But this round isn't about that exception. It's about the ones who sang their hearts out. Wish I Could Be. Part of That World. The Little Mermaid, 1989. Ariel's reprise, the moment she reaches the surface. This is the answer to her grotto song. The first time was a wish. This time, it's a declaration. Look, there she goes. That girl is strange, no question. Dazed and distracted, can't you tell? Beauty and the Beast, 1991. The opening number, Belle, and it's one of the longest opening songs in Disney history. The townspeople think she's odd because she reads. Imagine thinking reading is strange. I've been staring at the edge of the water. Long as I can remember, never knowing why. Moana 2016, How Far I'll Go. This is Moana's I Want song. Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote it, and he said it was one of the hardest songs he's ever written because he had to capture the feeling of being pulled towards something you can't explain. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Frozen 2013. The song the entire world sang for an entire year. Idina Menzel recorded this in one day. The song was so powerful it actually changed the movie. Originally, Elsa was going to be the villain, but the song made the filmmakers realize she was a deeply sympathetic character. When will my reflection show? Who I Am Inside. Mulan, 1998. Reflection. A song about the gap between who you appear to be and who you truly are. Christina Aguilera's pop version was her debut single. Disney launched one of the biggest voices in music with a song about finding yourself. I See the Light. It's like the fog has lifted. Tangled 2010. Rapunzel and Flynn on the boat, surrounded by floating lanterns. If that scene didn't make you emotional, you might want to check your heart. Almost There. Ain't Got Time to Mess Around. The Princess and the Frog. Tiana's I Want song. And she's the first Disney princess with a real, practical dream. She doesn't wish for a prince or a castle. She wishes for a restaurant, and she's going to work for it. I've Got a Dream. I've got a dream. I'm not ashamed to say it. Tangled 2010. The Snuggly Duckling pub song. Every thug in that bar has a secret dream, and it's one of the most heartwarming ensemble numbers Disney has ever done. Also, this is the only Disney song that features a man who dreams about interior design, a man who collects ceramic unicorns, and a man who just wants a tiny cupcake. For the first time in forever. There will be magic, there'll be fun. Frozen 2013. Most people want to say, I'm getting what I'm dreaming of, but there's a different line later in the song. The line right after, for the first time in forever, is, there'll be magic, there'll be fun, and it's excitement about the coronation day, before everything changes. Every flower is reaching for the sun. I'll keep reaching too, I'm almost there. The Princess and the Frog, 2009. Tiana's reprise. She's exhausted, she's struggling, but she will not stop. This is the most determined Disney princess song ever written. Touch the Sky. When the cold winds are calling, the sky is dark and gray. Brave 2012. Touch the Sky, Merida's song. Julie Fallis performed this with a Scottish Gaelic folk style that perfectly matches the Highland setting. Merida doesn't sing about finding love, she sings about finding freedom. Round 4, The Villains. No judgment if this is your favorite round. Some of the best Disney songs belong to one of those we love to fear. These are the songs that are promises too. Be prepared. For the coup of the century. The Lion King 1994. Scar rallying the hyenas. Chilling, theatrical, and absolutely brilliant. The sequence was inspired by Nazi propaganda imagery, a deliberate creative choice to show how dangerous manipulation can be. Poor, unfortunate souls. In Pain, in Need. The Little Mermaid. 1989. Ursula's song is one of the best villain numbers in Disney history. She makes a deal sound almost reasonable. Almost. Pat Carroll based her performance on a combination of a used car salesman and a Shakespearean actress. Shiny. Like a treasure from a sunken pirate wreck. Moana 2016. Tamata, the Giant Crab. A villain song that also is a philosophy lesson about superficiality, wrapped in glitter and delivered by a monster who lives in the realm of monsters. David Bowie inspired Jermaine Clemente's performance. Can you hear it? No one's slick as Gaston. No one's quick as Gaston. No one's neck is incredibly thick as Gaston. Beauty and the Beast 1991, the most egotistical villain song in Disney history, and is sung by his sidekick, LeFleur, not even by Gaston himself. Richard White's performance is so perfectly arrogant that you almost respect the confidence. Mother Knows Best. Listen to your mother. It's a scary world out there. Tangled 2010. Mother Gothel's manipulation disguised as care. Every line is designed to keep Rapunzel afraid and dependent. It's one of the most psychologically accurate villain songs ever written, because the scariest villains don't look like monsters, they look like people who say they love you. Friends on the Other Side. I Have Friends on the Other Side. The Princess and the Frog 2009. Dr. Facilier's Shadow World number. Keith David's voice makes every syllable feel dangerous. The shadows in this sequence are some of the most unsettling imagery in Disney film. and they were animated to feel like they had a life of their own. God have mercy on her. God have mercy on me. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. Hellfire, the darkest villain song Disney has ever produced. Frollo doesn't think of himself as a villain. He thinks he's a righteous man being tempted, and that makes him terrifying. The song was almost cut from the film for being too intense. It stayed, and it's considered one of the greatest Disney songs ever written. Trust in me, just in me. Shut your eyes and trust in me. The Jungle Book, 1967. Kai's hypnotic lullaby, Sterling Hollowell, the voice of Winnie the Pooh, also voiced Sneaky Python, the same gentle voice that makes you feel safe as Pooh, also makes you feel drowsy and helpless as Kaa. That's acting. The world is cruel. The world is wicked. It's I alone whom you can trust in this whole city. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. Out there. It's Quasimodo's song, but this line is Frollo's. He's not just keeping Quasimodo in the bell tower, he's convincing Quasimodo that he's the only one who will ever love him. That's not protection. That's a prison. Savages, savages. Barely even human. Pocahontas, 1995. This song is performed by both sides, colonists and the Powhatan warriors. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Each calling the other side savages. It's one of Disney's most unflinching looks at prejudice, and it's uncomfortable now as it was meant to be. Well, well, well. What have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Oh, I'm really scared. The Nightmare Before Christmas, 1993. Oogie Boogie's the only Disney villain whose entire lair is a casino. Dice, roulette wheels, card suits everywhere. He treats terror like a game, and he's having the time of his life. Mine, mine, mine. For the mountain of gold, I will, I will, I will. Pocahontas, 1995. Radcliffe's Greed anthem, and one of the most on-the-nose villain songs Disney ever wrote. He's literally singing about taking everything. No subtext, no disguise, just pure colonial greed set to music. If you're enjoying this video, please like it, hype it, and subscribe so you never miss a video. And our final round, round 5, the emotional finale. These are the songs that make you cry in the car, the ones that hit different when you're older. Remember Me. Though I Have to Say Goodbye. Coco, 2017. This song is a lullaby, it's a farewell, it's a promise that love doesn't end, it just changes shape. And if you didn't tear up just now, you will when you watch the movie again. This song was written by Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, the same team who wrote Frozen. You're welcome. For the Wonderful World You Know. Moana, 2016. Maui being Maui, and honestly, he's not wrong. He did pull up the sky, he did lift the islands, and he did steal fire for humanity. The song is bragging, but it's all the truth. Dwayne Johnson singing debut, and he absolutely committed. Baby mine, don't you cry. Baby mine, dry your eyes. Dumbo, 1941. The most heartbreaking lullaby in Disney history. Dumbo's mother can only reach her baby through the bars of her cage. The song was performed by Betty Nose, and it's been making parents cry for over 80 years. When Somebody Loved Me. Everything Was Beautiful. Toy Story 2, 1999. Jessie's Song. Sarah McLachlan's voice turns a flashback about a toy into one of the most devastating depictions of abandonment ever put on screen. The animators timed the sequence to her demo recording because they couldn't match the emotion twice. Goodbye may seem forever. Farewell is like the end of ways. The Fox and the Hound, 1981. Widow Tweed leaving Todd in the forest. This is the moment where childhood ends. No villain, no battle, just quiet, unbearable reality that sometimes love means letting go. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag. Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag. Mary Poppins, 1964. This was Walt Disney's favorite song. Not just from Mary Poppins, from any song of the Sherman Brothers ever wrote. He would ask them to play it at the end of difficult meetings. He'd say, "Play the song," and they knew what he meant. Someone's waiting for you. Don't cry, little one, they'll come. The Rescuers, 1977. This song plays during one of the saddest sequences in Disney history. Penny alone in her bedroom at Morningside Orphanage. The Rescuers is one of Disney's most emotionally raw films, and this song proves it. I'm going to go back there someday. I've got to find a way. I'm going to go back there someday. The Muppet Movie, 1979. Gonzo's song. Yes, it's Muppets, but it's Disney now, and it's one of the most beautiful songs about longing ever written. Paul Williams wrote it, and he said it's the most personal song he ever composed. God help the outcast. The Tattered, the Torn. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. Esmeralda's Prayer in the Cathedral. While Frollo sings Hellfire about desire and punishment, Esmeralda sings about compassion for those who have nothing. These two songs play back to back, and the contrast says everything about who the real villain is. The second star to the right. Shines in the Night for You. Peter Pan, 1953. The song tells you how to get to Neverland. It plays during the flight sequence and is one of the most dreamlike moments in all of Disney animation. The song was originally going to be part of a different film entirely, but it found its home here. Into the Unknown. Into the Unknown. Frozen 2, 2019. Yes, the answer is the same as the prompt. Elsa sings Into the Unknown as both the question and the response. It's a call and an answer in the same breath. It's the moment she decides to follow the voice, and it changes everything. The highest note in the song is an E5, and Indian Menzel hits it like it's nothing. Remember me each time you hear a sad guitar. Know that I'm with you the only way that I can be. Coco 2017, the final version of Remember Me, this time sung not as a lullaby, but as a farewell from a father to his daughter. This is the version that plays during the film's most powerful scene. And if you didn't cry during this moment, I respect your emotional endurance, but I don't understand it. Okay, first up, round one, who sings it? I name a song, and you name the villain that sings it. Poor Unfortunate Souls. Ursula. Be prepared. Scar. Gaston. LeFleur and Gaston himself, and some pub mates. Mother knows best. Mother Gothel. Hellfire. Claude Frollo. Friends on the other side. Dr. Facilier. Oogie Boogie Song. Oogie Boogie. Mine, mine, mine. Governor Ratcliffe. The world's greatest criminal mind. Professor Ratigan. Trust in me. Ka. Prince Ali, reprise. Jafar. Shiny. Tomato. Pet Carol recorded the entire Poor Unfortunate Souls song while battling bronchitis. She later said the rasp in her voice that day made Ursula sound even more dangerous, and Disney agreed. You know the voices, but do you know what they said when the music stopped? Round 2, who said that? I read the quote, and you name the villain that said it. You poor simple fools, thinking you could defeat me, the mistress of all evil. Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. I'm surrounded by idiots. Scar from The Lion King. Pull the lever, Crunk. Wrong lever. Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove. Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all? The Evil Queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
Now shall you deal with me, O Prince, and all the powers of hell. Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. You sly dog, you got me monologuing. Syndrome from The Incredibles. Long live the king. Scar from The Lion King. Off with her head. Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. Smee, where are you going, you blithering idiot? Captain Hook from Peter Pan. Life's not fair, is it? You see, I shall never be king, and you shall never see the light of another day. Once again, Scar from The Lion King. When everyone's super, no one will be. Syndrome from The Incredibles. The only way to get what you want is to become a human yourself. Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Anita, darling. Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians. It's not right for a woman to read. Soon she starts getting ideas and thinking. Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. Life's full of tough choices, isn't it? Ursula from Little Mermaid. Great, now I'm the bad guy. Mother Gothel from Tangled. You're only second rate. Jafar from Aladdin. The cards will tell. The past, the present, and the future as well. Dr. Facilier from Princess and the Frog. After all, I'm only trying to help you. Lady Tremaine from Cinderella. I'll get you for this pan if it's the last thing I do. Captain Hook from Peter Pan. Mother Knows Best was almost cut from Tangled. The filmmakers worried a Broadway-style villain song felt too old-fashioned for 2010 audiences, but audiences proved them wrong. It's now one of the most quoted villain songs of modern era. You know the songs, you know the voices. Now let's see if you can finish the lyric. Round 3, finish the lyric. I say the first half, you complete it. Ruffians, thugs, poison ivy, quicksand, cannibals, and snakes. The Plague, from Mother Knows Best, Entangled. A shiny new era is tiptoeing. Nearer, from Be Prepared in The Lion King. I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch, from Poor Unfortunate Souls in The Little Mermaid. Slip into silent slumber, sail on a silver mist. Slowly and surely your senses will cease to resist. From Trust in Me in The Jungle Book. Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. To see her is to take a sudden chill. From Cruella de Vil in 101 Dalmatians. We don't like what we don't understand. In fact, it scares us. From the mob song, or it's also known as Kill the Beast, from Beauty and the Beast. I feel her, I see her. The sun caught in her raven hair is blazing in me out of all. Control, from Hellfire in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Shiny, I'm so shiny, watch me dazzle like a diamond in the rough. Strut my stuff. My stuff is so shiny, from Shiny in Moana. No one fights like Gaston, douses lights like Gaston. In a wrestling match, nobody fights like Gaston, from Gaston in Beauty and the Beast. Prince Ali, yes it is he, but not as you know him. Read my lips and come to grips with. Reality, from Prince Ali reprise in Aladdin. Even meaner, you mean it. Worse than the widows and orphans you've drowned, from the world's greatest criminal mind that appears in The Great Mouse Detective. You're joking, you're joking. I can't believe my ears. Would someone shut this fella up? I'm drowning in my tears, from the Oogie Boogie song in The Nightmare Before Christmas. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hype button, subscribe for more Disney stories coming your way. Want to know how you did, so drop your final score in the comments below. No judgment whether you aced them all or got none right. It's all about the fun here. And that, folks, is the end of the marathon. Thanks for playing. Remember, start with love, end with kindness, and find a reason to smile today. See you real soon.